What toy stores do you miss from childhood? It's time to flashback to your younger days with Ion, Jersey Joe, and more bar talk live on the Brew.
So, Joel, let's go back to when you were a child here, because that's absolutely appropriate, for a drinking web show. But what is like a toy store you remember as a kid?
Toys R Us was the big one. I'm sure that's going to be the most popular one. Toys R Us, Kmart, you could get stuff at Kmart. It wasn't really great stuff at Kmart, and it always broke or didn't work in the first place. But I would go with one of those. And then I had a lot of Matchbox and Hot Wheels, like little cars, shit like that. And also like the little Street Sharks, Beanie Babies, Pokemon cards. I grew up in the Pogs era too, so that was like a playground thing. And I would say the last one would be like marbles. Marbles, what you would try and shoot, and if you hit someone else's marble, you got to keep it.
Oh, okay. So you kind of stole my answers, because first off, we didn't really do a lot of toy shopping as a kid, because every time I wanted to go to like a toy store, I was like, no, we're not buying that crap. It's just more garbage. But the few times we went, like there was a KB Toys in the mall by me. I remember that. Circus World was another one in the mall close by. But basically, I was relegated to the toy section in Kmart or Hills, a local Pittsburgh department store, which was basically a glorified dollar store. But that's about all I got. I was big with Legos. Like Legos was huge for me until I grew up and kind of got Nintendos. Oh, Micro Machines, another one. I love building little highways and stuff. But most of those came from Kmart and Hills. So that's my shopping. And it was like magical when we finally got Toys R Us, like in the late 80s, early 90s. I could go into one like, oh wow, what's this place? Like, it's real, it's a fantasy land. So it was so rare I got to go. It was like a vacation for kids. Sad story, I know.
Yeah, and like when you're younger, it was obviously a huge deal. And then, another one that I'm sure we're going to get for an answer is Nintendo. That's one that has held up over time, done really well over time. Same with Sony and Xbox for probably people a little bit younger than me. But yeah, I grew up with like the old Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Hey, I started with an Atari, and then I went to Nintendo, Super Nintendo. All had their fun. Don't get me wrong, it was all fun. And we got our Atari at the Montgomery Ward's Toys department. Who out there remembers Montgomery Ward's? I just aged myself totally. I'm not even that old yet. I know you've never been in one in your life, right?
Dude, I wasn't old enough to ride a dragon, so I don't know.
Oh, very, very nice. They're going away as Sears. We'll just put it that way in perspective. But you guys, our friends out on social media, have a lot of great ideas as to toy stores you remember as a kid. So let's get in the Flashback Machine and see what you remember. Because Starman says, he remembers KB Toys. Ryan says Circus World, specifically at Century 3 Mall. Rest in peace. Century 3 Mall was a big mall outside of Pittsburgh that kind of went belly up, and is owned by a Vegas company, actually, and sat abandoned forever. So that's where he's coming from in that. And finally, Rudy says 2 places, Toys R Us and Toytropolis. They sold cool Godzilla stuff. I don't ever remember hearing of Toytropolis. Do you know what that is?
No. The one that someone mentioned was KB. I've seen that in the mall, but no, never Toytropolis. But if you said Godzilla, that's cool.
Godzilla is cool. KB used to sponsor like Double Dare, that old game show from Nickelodeon in the days too. That's how I remember them. And like I said, we had them all little toy soldiers and stuff, so they were cool. Yeah, I don't know about that other one, but
Rudy, I want to know, Rudy, when you see this show, please tweet me. I want to know what your favorite Pokemon is.
Hey, remember, you got to catch them all. Scoots in Vegas says, always love seeing the gadgets at Sharper Image, and I always walk through Spencer's Gifts. Well, first off, Sharper Image and Toy Store. Spencer's Gifts, though, that's an adult toy store.
Yeah, actually, that's a really, really good answer, because they were kind of like, they were good for like kind of pop punk / pranksters. And that very good selection. A lot of random stuff, a lot of stuff that you would not see in any other toy store.
I mean, I was surprised, like the ones we had in the mall here, you'd have to be like 18 or older to go in. Because, I mean, you walk in there and there's some adult kind of products there that maybe, little kids don't need to understand what they are for or how they're used. Like, teaching kids about the birds and bees early thanks to Spencer's Gifts.
Especially if you went to the back.
Through
Go to the back section of the store.
I forgot about that little... That's right. Okay, a lot of kids obviously learn to become adults from the back of Spencer's Gifts. All right. And finally, Rock for Guitar says, there were no toy stores in the Lower East Side of Manhattan in the 1960s that I can remember. We played with stick stones and aluminum cans. We did have the vintage Spalding rubber ball to play stupid stickball with. The bat was literally a broomstick. There were no bases. We ran in a circle whenever we could. Different world than most can remember. Ha, take that. Well, take that. Yes, the 60s were a much different place.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, that's kind of innovative. That sounds like it's probably only a little bit earlier a little bit later than when baseball was even invented for someone like me. So
But Manhattan had FaSwartz in the 60s. I mean, they're even open now. They moved to Rockefeller Center, but that's like a legendary New York toy store. So they definitely had to be around back then, you would think.
Yeah, you probably would. But if not, stickball, you can make your own toys. Go throw rocks. Go throw, like they do in certain countries. You wrap a ball or wrap a rock in tape so it doesn't hurt you if it hits you, but go get a stick and hit it. Play baseball.
Going back to FaSwartz real quick, I remember when there was one in the Caesars Forum shops there in Vegas. They had a giant Monopoly board you could stand on. I don't think it made it past like 2010, but one of my first trips going to Vegas, for some reason I ended up in that toy store. I don't know.
They had a giant piano you could step on too. That's what that reminds me of. It's like something that's kind of gigantic and you could get immersed in.
Well, that piano, that's in the one here in Manhattan. It's on the Rockefeller Center location. That's from the movie Big, the Tom Hanks movie. That was like a pivotal scene.
There you go. And that's what it was from. But
yeah,
that was awesome. I saw that when I was a kid.
I think every one of their locations has one of those giant pianos. And I know if I work above the one in Rockefeller Center now, thank goodness I don't have to sit there and listen to that piano go off all day long. Those poor workers, I'm sure they get to hear chopsticks going on probably once every 20 minutes. Because, everybody knows how to play the giant piano. Right.
Next web show, Joe trying to figure out a song. He'll learn it on YouTube, but he'll go play it on one of those pianos. I'm guaranteeing it for him.
Challenge accepted.
There you go.
Well, maybe that will show up when you click that like and subscribe button for all the fun here in the Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel. That's the deal. That's where it is. Lots of shows waiting for you all the time, every week. Lots of fun here. And I can't really play the piano, but I can read music and I can kind of figure it out a little bit. I can probably figure out chopsticks at least, or at least the theme to Jaws. Do, 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 do.
Try and figure out The Legend of Zelda or something. Yeah, you'll be fine.
I need a flute for that. That's the only difference.
You know what? You know what's perfect for you? Star Trek. Come up with the theme for Star Trek.
Ooh, very nice. I like that. Yes. All right, no problem. That's a little harder. Star Trek needs the full orchestra for, but hey, okay, not bad, not a bad idea. All right, well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this little walk down memory lane. Thanks for all your great answers, Jersey Joe. Ion saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, I hope.
Jersey Joe is giving away more Amazon gift cards as we all play What Is It Really and spin to win. Get in on the next game, now.